In the realm of modern dating and relationship psychology, human behavior often moves much faster than conscious awareness. While women are frequently celebrated for their emotional intuition, men experience an equally powerful, albeit quieter, internal transformation when they fall in love. Oftentimes, a man will become deeply, irreversibly attached to a woman long before he ever finds the courage or the vocabulary to admit it to himself. This hidden emotional anchoring doesn't happen overnight. Rather, it is built through a series of micro moments, subtle shifts in daily habits, and involuntary behavioral changes that completely bypass his conscious filter. He might still believe he is playing it cool, maintaining his independence and keeping his guards firmly in place, but his subconscious mind is already operating under a completely different set of rules. For content creators, relationship strategists, and anyone navigating the complex maze of modern romance, decoding these silent signals is the ultimate key to understanding the true depth of a man's heart. When a man starts to form a profound emotional bond, his nervous system identifies you as his primary safe zone, triggering primal instincts that he cannot control. His body language begins to betray him through automatic proximity seeking. His daily communication patterns shift to make you his ultimate priority, and his linguistic choices subtly transition from an independent I to a partnership-driven we. He begins to absorb your emotional energy like a mirror, protecting your peace of mind as if it were his own, and effortlessly memorizing the tiniest details of your life that others would easily overlook. These actions are not a calculated strategy designed to win your affection or play dating games. They are genuine, involuntary reflexes of a heart that has already surrendered. He isn't pretending, because he doesn't even realize the depth of his own attachment yet. Understanding these 15 undeniable, subconscious signs allows you to look past a man's casual words and see right into his true intentions, revealing the exact moment his casual interest transforms into an unspoken, lifelong emotional devotion. The subconscious lean, physical proximity, and body language. A man who is emotionally attached without realizing it will constantly crave your physical presence, a desire driven entirely by his subconscious mind. You will notice that whenever you are in the same room, his body naturally angles toward yours, and he instinctively closes the physical gap between you. Whether it is leaning in closer while you speak, choosing the seat right next to you, or subtly mirroring your posture, these actions signal a deep psychological comfort. He doesn't consciously plan to cross his legs toward you or tilt his head when you talk. His nervous system simply identifies you as a safe zone. This magnetic pull is one of the earliest signs of emotional bonding, as his body betrays what his mind has not yet acknowledged, seeking closeness and connection automatically. Texting, reflex, you are his first and last thought. When emotional attachment takes hold, digital communication becomes an involuntary reflex rather than a calculated choice. He reaches for his phone to message you the moment he wakes up and right before he falls asleep, establishing you as the anchors of his day. This behavior goes beyond simple politeness. It indicates that you occupy his primary thoughts during his most private moments. If he sees something funny, experiences a minor inconvenience, or achieves a small victory, you are the first person he wants to tell. There is no strategic waiting game or calculated delay in his replies because his subconscious prioritizes your connection above all else. He isn't trying to impress you. He is simply reacting to an undeniable internal urge to keep you integrated into his daily life. The memory vault. Remembering the smallest details, an attached man develops an incredibly sharp recall for the minor details of your life, storing information that most people would quickly forget. He will effortlessly bring up a random offhand comment you made weeks ago about your favorite childhood snack, a specific fear, or a passing opinion on a movie. This highly selective memory occurs because his brain naturally tags anything related to you as high priority and deeply significant. He doesn't actively memorize these facts to win points. Rather, his genuine emotional investment forces him to pay intense, undivided attention whenever you speak. When he surprises you by remembering how you take your coffee or a specific story about your oldest friend, it proves that you have a permanent, deeply carved space in his mind. Unconditional protection, his instinctive hero mode. Emotional attachment triggers a primal, protective instinct within a man that manifests in subtle, everyday actions. Without consciously realizing why he is doing it, he will position himself between you and traffic on a busy street, check to ensure you arrived home safely, or become fiercely defensive of your peace of mind. If someone upsets you, his immediate, visceral reaction is to fix the problem or offer a shield against the stress. This protective drive extends far beyond physical safety. He becomes highly protective of your emotions and energy as well. He steps into this role naturally, not as a performative display of chivalry, but because your well-being has become tied to his own comfort, making your safety his automatic priority. The vulnerability slip, sharing sides. He hides from others. The clearest indicator of an unacknowledged emotional bond is when a man drops his guard and lets you see his authentic, unfiltered self. Men are frequently conditioned to hide their doubts, anxieties, and unpolished ambitions. Yet around you, those walls naturally begin to crumble. He might catch himself venting about his deepest family dynamics, sharing a past failure, or revealing an eccentric hobby he normally keeps hidden from the world. These moments of openness usually happen entirely by accident, leaving him surprised by how much he has disclosed. This involuntary vulnerability demonstrates that his subconscious recognizes you as an incredibly secure space, allowing him to strip away his social armor and trust you with the most fragile parts of his identity, future weaving accidentally, including you in long-term plans. When a man is emotionally attached, his subconscious mind completely bypasses the present moment and begins weaving you into his future. During casual conversations, he will naturally use the word we when discussing events that are months or even years away, such as upcoming concerts, holiday trips, or career shifts. He might say, "We should check out that new spot when it opens next winter," without realizing he has just guaranteed your presence in his life for the long haul. This happens because he literally cannot picture a future where you are not there. He is not trying to lock you down or make a heavy commitment. His mind has simply accepted you as a permanent fixture, making your inclusion in his long-term reality an absolute certainty. The mood mirror, how your emotions dictate his energy. An attached man becomes highly attuned to your emotional frequency, to the point where your mood directly dictates his own energy level. If you walk into a room feeling anxious, stressed, or upset, his demeanor will instantly shift to match or counter your distress, even if you haven't said a single word. He absorbs your tension, becoming visibly restless or deeply concerned because your peace of mind is directly tied to his comfort. Conversely, when you are glowing with happiness, his entire face lights up and his enthusiasm skyrockets. This involuntary emotional mirroring happens because his emotional walls are completely down, allowing your feelings to flow directly into his psyche, and proving that your happiness has become central to his emotional well-being. Seeking approval, the subtle need for your validation. Without consciously realizing it, a man who is emotionally bonded will constantly seek your approval and validation on almost everything he does. Whether he is choosing an outfit for an event, making a critical career decision, or simply buying a piece of furniture, your opinion carries immense weight. He will often frame these inquiries casually, asking, "What do you think of this?" Or, "Do you think I handled that situation well?" This behavior stems from a deep-seated desire to align his life with your standards and values. He cares about your perspective more than anyone else's because your respect matters most to him, making your validation a vital source of comfort and reassurance for his confidence. Routine integration. You've become a habit, not an option. When a man's attachment deepens, you seamlessly transition from an exciting plan in his schedule to an essential part of his daily routine. He no longer asks to see you days in advance. Instead, hanging out becomes the default setting for his free time. You are integrated into his mundane tasks, like grocery shopping, running errands, or cooking dinner on a Tuesday night. He finds comfort in just sharing space with you while you both do your own thing, which shows he doesn't need constant entertainment to enjoy your company. This shift from dating to living life together proves that you have become a comforting habit, an irreplaceable piece of his daily existence that he relies on. The safe haven. He gravitates toward you in stressful moments. Whenever life becomes overwhelming, chaotic, or stressful, his natural instinct is to run straight to you for comfort. If he has a terrible day at work or receives bad news, you are the person he calls or visits. Even if he doesn't immediately talk about the problem, just being in your presence acts as a grounding force that calms his nervous system and restores his peace. He doesn't need to put on a brave face or pretend to have everything under control when he is around you. This magnetic pull toward you during his lowest moments reveals that his subconscious views you as his ultimate safe haven, the one place where he can drop his heavy burdens and recharge completely. Subtle jealousy, the unspoken shift when others are around. Even if he prides himself on being completely secure, a man who is emotionally attached will experience an involuntary spike of protectiveness when another person enters your orbit. You won't see dramatic outbursts, but rather subtle shifts. His posture straightens, his attention sharpens, and he might step slightly closer to you or place a hand on the back of your chair. He might suddenly become quieter or, conversely, more talkative to re-engage your focus. If you mention another man casually, he might ask a few too many questions under the guise of curiosity. This reactive behavior happens entirely because his subconscious views your bond as something incredibly special and exclusive, triggering a quiet, instinctual urge to guard his position in your life. Before his conscious mind can even process the threat, complete comfort, the absence of a social filter. When a man is deeply attached, the exhausting need to perform or maintain a flawless image completely vanishes in your presence. Around you, he is entirely unafraid to show his goofy, unpolished or flat-out strange sides, exhibiting a level of comfort he likely hides from the rest of the world. He will laugh out loud at things that aren't funny to anyone else, wear his oldest, most comfortable clothes without a second thought, and speak his mind without overthinking how he sounds. There is a total absence of walking on eggshells or pretending to be someone he is not. This effortless comfort proves that his nervous system feels completely safe around you, recognizing that your acceptance is unconditional, which allows him to exist in his purest, most authentic state. High priority status, dropping everything to show up. Time is a man's most valuable currency, and where he spends it reveals exactly where his heart is anchored. An attached man will consistently alter his schedule, compromise his sleep, or drive out of his way just to spend a few brief moments with you. If you need help with a flat tire, a heavy lifting project, or simply need an ear to vent to after a rough day, he shows up without hesitation or complaint. He doesn't view these favors as transactional chores to win your affection. Rather, his brain naturally prioritizes your needs above his own convenience. This automatic reordering of his life proves that you have occupied a top-tier position in his world, making your happiness and comfort something he will gladly rearrange. His entire life to protect, the glowing gaze, how he looks at you when you aren't watching, the way an attached man looks at you when he thinks you are completely distracted speaks volumes more than any spoken words ever could. If you suddenly turn around, you will frequently catch him staring at you with a soft, intense, and deeply affectionate expression that disappears the moment he realizes he's been caught. It is a gaze filled with genuine admiration, peace, and awe, happening entirely because his mind is quietly marveling at your presence. He isn't checking you out superficially, he is absorbing the essence of who you are, completely captivated by the way you laugh, talk, or simply exist. This involuntary looking is the visual manifestation of his internal feelings, showing a deep fascination that his conscious mind is still trying to keep under wraps. The we shift, replacing I and me without realizing it. One of the most profound linguistic shifts of emotional attachment is the effortless transition from a mindset of independence to one of partnership. In casual conversation with friends, family, or even strangers, he will naturally start using pronouns like we, us, and our instead of I, me, and my. When describing a weekend plan, a funny story, or an opinion on a restaurant, he automatically bundles the two of you together as a single unit. He doesn't consciously sit down and decide to change his vocabulary. His brain has simply reprogrammed its view of reality to include you by default. This subtle verbal habit is definitive proof that he no longer views himself as a solo operator, but as one half of a deeply connected team.